Oh man. Well, it's actually freaking happening, man. Oh, I can't believe he's doing it. I can't believe he's doing it. Just when I thought that there was nobody that could contest Abel the Weeknd for my favorite album of the year. Here comes Mr. Drizzy Drake, the Six God, like he's freaking stone cold out of nowhere. Just straight up posts on his Instagram, oh hey, I'm dropping my 7th studio album tonight. Bro, you dropped CLB 9 months ago in September, and here you come when nobody's expecting it. I am excited, okay? Don't get it twisted. I am freaking pumped because that means, think about it. We've had in this year of 2022, we have had The Weeknd, and I'm gonna name some of my personal favorite artists who have dropped. This doesn't mean they're on the level of The Weeknd or Drake or, you know, some other artists, but I'm gonna go in depth. Okay, we've had The Weeknd, Gunna, Kodak Black, Future, Kendrick Lamar, who had Kodak Black on his album narrating it, so Kodak is nothing to scoff at. Okay, and now we have Mr. Drizzy Drake, the Sixth God. What a year for music. What a freaking year, man. Dawn FM came out at the very beginning of the year, and so did Gunna's album. Okay, I like Gunna. He's a personal favorite. His album wasn't really, it was good. I liked it, but Dawn FM was like such an experience. I've never had so much fun listening to an album day one the way I had with The Weeknd's Dawn FM. Dawn FM is one of my favorite albums ever, not just this year, ever. Simply because of the theme. Everything within that album. The fact that there's Jim Carrey narrating the album is one thing. And saying some deep stuff. And then this is where my personal taste in music comes in. I have a thing for 80s music. I don't have a lot of it on my playlists or anything like that. But I like the way it sounds. I like the vibes it brings. How it makes me feel. The little, you know, the synths. The Weeknd, Dawn FM was laced with crack for me, okay? It combined everything I love about 80s music and everything I love about The Weeknd and his voice and his sound, and it just all came together, and it was perfect. Dawn FM is on top. Album of the year right now. One of my favorite albums of all time. I don't know where I'd put it exactly. I haven't really thought about my list yet. I haven't updated it, you know, in here. But it's up there. It's 100% up there. Like I said, Gunna didn't really, you know, wow me all that much. He had some good songs on there, but it's nothing that I'm, you know, playing on repeat. Kodak Black, he dropped his album. His album's cool. I liked Kodak Black's album. Nothing too crazy, you know. It was, you know, I'd say it was, you know, if I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'd give it like I'd give it a 7. I'd give Gunna's album probably like a 6.5 or a 7. Future's album was also okay. The only two songs that I really replay are Puffin' on Zooties and Wait For You with Drake. And we're gonna get to Drake here in a minute, okay? Because I have a lot to say. Puffin' on Zooties is... My gosh. If you haven't heard Puffin' on Zooties by Future from his new album, go listen to it right now. And make sure you get in a car when you listen to it. Turn up the bass a little bit. You're in for a treat. Wait For You is just, you know, that nighttime, you driving through the city or something, and then, you know, you just, life is good. Even though it's kind of a, you know, little touchy song, still a good song, you know. It's a good mood for me at least, you know. Future's album, I will say, was, in my opinion, better than Gunna's album, pretty close to Kodak's. I'd probably give Future's album a 7 as well, but really it's only because of those two songs. The rest was, you know, it was good, but not really what I wanted to hear. It wasn't really what I was craving sound wise from Future. And then we have Kendrick. If there was one man that could dethrone Mr. Weeknd, it was Kendrick. Kendrick's album, him being not only a top tier artist on the level of The Weeknd, J. Cole, Drake, you know, those kind of guys, his album just didn't do it for me. It couldn't top Dawn FM. It just couldn't do it. It had some good songs. I like the album. It's a work of art. it's introspective. Like, you know, Kendrick's just that kind of guy. He's kind of like J. Cole in a way. J. Cole just, you know, his sound is different. But Kendrick's album was good. I liked it. I'd give Kendrick's album about an 8. Kendrick's album is probably the closest thing to The Weeknd's in terms of my favorite of the year. I'm just saying that like as if it's like a close call, like, well, I can't choose between Kendrick and Don FM. No, Don FM hands down, no doubt. It's just the closest thing aside from the other artists that I like who have dropped. Kendrick's album was the closest to even competing with Don FM. Well, before I go any further, I also want to list some of my other favorite artists. I don't care what you think. These are just my favorite artists. Everybody has their favorite artists. Everybody, you know, listens to their favorite kind of music. Everybody has their own taste. These are just a couple more of my favorite artists who haven't dropped yet. Lil Uzi and Trippie Redd and Wiz Khalifa. Those are 3 other artists who are my personal favorite, who could still drop potentially. Well, J. Cole too. I'll put J. Cole in there, but I highly doubt he's going to drop this year. I highly doubt it. Trippie Redd's probably going to drop this year, later this year. Lil Uzi, I'm a bit skeptical. We don't know yet. And Wiz Khalifa, he dropped late last year too. So I highly doubt he'll drop. But if he does, he has the potential to take over as my favorite album of the year. Just because he's a personal favorite of mine. A lot of people say, no, Wiz Khalifa's album was not even better, not even remotely close to Don FM. For me, it was, because it's just a personal favorite. I like Wiz Khalifa's sound. I like the kind of music he makes. Same for Lil Uzi. Same for Trippie Redd. They have the potential, for me, in my taste. Maybe not for you. That's just how it is. Don FM was just so freaking good, man, that I don't think Trippie Redd could do it. If he does, it's, man, he's going to have to tap into, like, Life's a Trip era. Lil Uzi, if he drops this year, which I'm kind of skeptical about. I don't know if he will or not. It's kind of up in the air. If he drops, he's going to have to tap into his freaking Love vs. the World bag. Love vs. the World, the deluxe from Eternal Take. He called it the Eternal Take Deluxe, but it had its own name. That album was freaking fire. First time listening to that, my goodness. Which is why Lil Uzi still remains a top artist of mine. I've always liked Lil Uzi. Been following him since he was coming up. Same thing with Trippie Redd. He has the potential too, but it's 2 completely different types of music with Don FM and the music Lil Uzi Vert makes. But he has the potential. I just don't know if he's going to drop this year. And Wiz Khalifa, he dropped again. He dropped last year. I doubt he's going to drop this year. If he does, we'll see. Then we come to Drake. Mr. Drizzy Drake, the Sixth God. This man dropped Certified Lover Boy on September 3rd, 2021. I liked the album. A lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. It was okay with me. I wasn't disappointed, but it wasn't on the level of like the Dark Lane demo tapes from Drake was better than CLB. Scorpion. A lot of people hate on Scorpion. Scorpion's my favorite Drake album. I don't care what you say. Hate on me. I don't care. Hate on me in the comments. Scorpion is my favorite Drake album. I will say that I just don't care. It was my favorite Drake album. But here comes Drake 9 months after CLB, out of nowhere, and he's dropping again. To me, he's doing this to silence the haters, because he got a lot of flack for CLB. For how much hype was around CLB, he got a lot of flack for it. And now here he comes with another freaking album. And on top of that, the freaking album name is called Honestly Nevermind. Like, it just sounds like he's annoyed, fed up. And that's what makes me excited. Drake is like, when he's about to drop, dude, I'm just waiting for an intro to one of the songs where he just gives that sigh. And then he gives a monologue. And then he just goes off. I was not expecting Drake to drop. This came completely out of nowhere, completely out of left field. I thought for sure The Weeknd was going to be walking away with the album of the year for me. Even though it's only June, there's still plenty of time for some of my favorite artists to drop. Here comes freaking Drake. And to me, like, my top 3 favorite artists, I can give y'all my top 3 favorite artists of all time right now. Believe it or not, Drake, The Weeknd, and Lil Uzi Vert. Some of you might be wondering, why the freak would you even throw Lil Uzi in there? In your top 3 with The Weeknd and Drake? It's literally a personal favorite. I listened to him all throughout high school, and when he was on the come up, and I still listen to him to this day. I've always liked his music. He's missed. He's not perfect. He's not like The Weeknd or Drake or Cole, even J. Cole, but I'm just putting him in my top 3 because he's a personal favorite of mine. I'm always hyped for his music. If you told me that Lil Uzi Vert and J. Cole were dropping on the same day, I'm listening to Lil Uzi first. Even though J. Cole objectively is the better rapper, I like Lil Uzi better. I like his sound, everything. But J. Cole's one of the GOATs, man. He's up there with the Drakes, the Kendricks, the Kanyes. But man, Drake dropping. Drake's literally my favorite artist of all time. And the fact that my second favorite artist of all time has my favorite album of the year right now, I could easily say, oh man, here comes Drake. He's got it, man. He's got it. But no, The Weeknd, in my opinion, doesn't miss. Drake has missed, in my opinion, he misses from time to time. And if you ask me, who could drop an album that could take your #1 spot for favorite album of the year? Who could dethrone Don FM? I would either tell you Drake, Trippie Redd, or Lil Uzi. One of those three. Because Gunna's already dropped. I would have thrown him in there too. Future, I would have thrown him in there. Wiz Khalifa, my favorite artist, but they've already dropped. So there's only 3 more that could drop this year who could potentially dethrone Don FM for me. And it's Drake, Lil Uzi, and Trippie Redd. And if they fail, if they don't make an album better than Don FM has album of the year for me. That's it. That's all I have to say. Let me know what you guys think. What kind of music do y'all like? This isn't a music channel by any means. This is something I had to talk about because I love freaking music, and this is like big news right now. So, and you know, with Drake being my favorite artist of all time right now, The Weeknd is a close second, and he has my favorite album of the year so far. This is huge for me. I'm so excited to listen to this album. What's your guys' favorite album of the year so far? And yeah, that's it, guys. Catch you in the next video.